and they'll basically be harassing you the whole game. And unless you go Warden, there's not really much you can do to stop it other than, you know, run around and mana burn them. Like, oh no, now you're not getting any more coils off, so you can't pick up my creeps. Not a big deal. But that's really all you have to do. And then you basically just have to wait. You sort of have to wait it out. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to just basically end up camping your expo for a while. You'll notice he is starting to get bears now. Reason being is he notices, hey, I haven't been getting gargoyle harassed anymore. There must not be any more gargoyles left. Gee, I wonder what he's getting. A-bombs and wagons. And Bly set up a third slaughterhouse, because obviously he's going to break upkeep pretty hard and pretty fast. So yeah, that's something to be aware of, is that an undead player will do that if you don't have bears, because bears are really the only way you can actually enter an undead base without getting screwed over. And, like, he is 30 food above him, at least right now, but he's really not in any place to win a battle. Now, Bly is oddly broken upkeep here. I just switched to his point of view. He's gone into 54 food before... That's weird. I would have waited for the third slaughterhouse in Disease Cloud to finish researching and then go for it. But as the Night Elf player, really the way to combat this is you sort of wait at 50 food, get Ultra Vision, and basically they usually push at nighttime. I don't know why. It's usually because right when it goes to nighttime is when they push, just because you're going to be low on moon juice. And you'll notice Thomas is low on moon juice. He's got, let's see, 375. Not 375. He's got 200. So he doesn't really have much, but that's generally when an undead player is going to push. So what you do is you get Ultra Vision, you sort of camp your Demon Hunter out there, and you wait for him to push, and that's when you want to break into high upkeep. The reason you want to break into high upkeep at that point is because you are going to lose units. That's how battles roll. Oh, he's using a Hippogriff in this case to do it. And yes, he does have Ultra Vision. You'll notice he is just like, hey, there you are. I can see what you're up to. I think he sort of broke up into high upkeep a little early. He could have banked a little more money before doing it. And I would have broken into bears a little bit. Just because you do see meat wagons. I mean, he should have scouted a third slaughterhouse. But, oh, he unsummoned it. Never mind. Well, he should have scouted 2 slaughterhouses. That generally indicates A-bombs and wagons, not I'm still spamming guards. And then you just break into bears. Plus he has like shitloads of dryads and Hippogriff already. And Hippogriff just like demolish gargoyles, especially if they don't micro as well. Like, they actually have to be a lot more proactive about their micro, because the gargoyles will start focusing things like the Demon Hunter and the Panda, and the dryads as opposed to the Hippogriff at some point. So you'll notice, hey, he sees that the undead player is coming. So he sort of repositions himself, make sure that his dryads aren't way out in front, which they are right now. And you should really fix that. Oh well. Oh, he's also done another thing. I was just looking at that, and for some reason it didn't register to say anything about it. He did scout the undead players setting up an expo, so he's setting up an Ancient Protector. Just out of sight, but that's a good spot to do it, just because you can root it sort of mid-battle, and then move it like 2 paces. And then it will take down the expo mid-battle, as opposed to setting up before the battle and having it scouted, and then he could just sort of reposition himself. So you'll notice he just sort of attack moves in this battle. Really, that's all you need to do with this kind of army. And his dryads are just going to get raped by the meat wagons. But his air is going to rip apart. He's just going to use his hero skills and probably staff out a bear or 2. Panda hits level 4, and he's basically, his dryads are getting demolished. Whatever. He's pretty much picked off all of the gargoyles. Demon Hunter's hit level 4. Not sure why he used the invuln pot. And now it's pretty much over. He basically got himself into a spot where he can attack, move an army like that. just because A, he was at 90 food, that's just good proactive scouting, which is basically what this game sort of was won by. He was just being proactive about the 50 food battles, the 80 food battles, and when the undead player was coming. He TP's out just so he doesn't get Nova'd. That's sort of a cautious thing. He probably could have withstood the Nova. Let's see, is the Lich level 5? No. He would have been fine. But he might as well be cautious as opposed to reckless. And now he's basically got the game won because the Undead doesn't have an expansion. The Ancient Protector hasn't really done its thing. But really when the Undead loses a battle that badly, generally they're going to switch to A-bombs a little more. And if they do go into like a strict A-bomb wagon, you have Ancients of Wind, you can get Talons and a Chimera, and that basically destroys him. Especially because you can't get Destroyers, because you still outweigh him with Hippogriffs. So that's basically how you approach Gargoyles, is you want to stay cautious until you actually get your level 3 Panda and 50 food, and then you want to fight a battle, but you don't want to fight like a completely reckless battle. And then you basically wait out your expo, try and get that set up properly, as opposed to letting it get picked off about 7 times. And then you break upkeep, and you just maintain your map control. Like, you figure where he's going to creep, and you creep jack him. I mean, maps like Secret Valley and most Gargoyle maps, they're not easy creeping for, well, they're not easy to get away with creeping important camps. Like Secret Valley, they've got 3 options, really. They've got a red camp, one of the shops, which you can pretty much scout, and the gold mine. And really, he's going to creep out the fountains really quickly. That's what Gargoyles do. So then you can just go around scouting those 3 locations and then creep jack them. It's not really hard to do. I really have no problems with Gargoyles, and it's odd because I'm one of the few players apparently that has 0 micro and doesn't have many problems with Gargoyles, but that's basically how you do it. And yeah, so once your expo goes up, then you transition into Hippogriff. If you don't actually get the expo up, A, you've probably made some mistakes. B, what you want to do is switch to bears and then rely on your heroes to really take care of the Gargoyles. Unless he's going like pure Gargs and Frosties, then you might as well switch to bears. Or if he's going pure Frosties, that's what I mean. Generally, they need 2 Boneyards to do it. And if they start getting Destros or anything, that's when you start getting Hippogriff. So you really have to play the upkeep game a little better in that case. And that's really it. So my next audio is probably going to be a human audio commentary. I don't know for sure, but we'll find out. And it will be exciting. So take care, guys.